Hello! Do you sometimes feel a little faded, maybe not as vivid and dark as you used to be? Well, if you have an old car with black plastic trim, there's a good chance that the trim does. You see it everywhere. Old Avalanches, pretty much anything with this plastic trim around it, after a while it just starts to look a bit chalky and gross and... ooh. There's a few ways you can go about fixing it. You could try repainting it, but then you've got to prep it and try and make the paint stick, or it'll just start flaking off. The real solution is, well, something like this. It says solution right on it. So this is Solution Finish. Watch JR Go suggests this to me as the only product that works. So we're gonna give it a try today. Let's see what it says here. Restores, conditions, and protects rubber, vinyl, plastic, truck bed, caps, mud flaps, engine components, luggage wraps, handle, wiper blades, bumper, pads, and trim, running boards, window trim. Cool. All right. First thing you're going to want to do is clean off your plastic surface. I already did this one. It is nice and squeaky clean. It certainly was not squeaky clean before. This was a mess. And the game today is to make trim great again. Here we go. Well, that is looking much better. I don't know how well it's showing up on camera, but that's a massive improvement. And it dries real quick. It doesn't go particularly far. One other thing I wanted to try was this engine cover. I couldn't get it to not stop looking dusty no matter how much I washed it. So let's try rubbing some of this on here. See what happens, might as well. I'm sorry the lighting's so terrible, but that engine cover, the intake tract, and especially the fuse box just look like new now. And I was definitely not using the product right in these instances because I was just kind of slathering it on and I didn't really prep beforehand, but look at that. I mean, that's pretty good. It's not like an overly glossy finish or anything. And it's dry to the touch already. One last thing I want to try is this cowl. And I'm probably gonna wipe that off with some something to clean it first, because that's pretty bad. While I wait for that cowl to dry after washing it, I also gave it a shot on this trim around the window here, and it did an excellent job. You can see up there, the dividing line is pretty pronounced. So there's places all over the car you can use this stuff. I mean, just go get a bottle. Like, you'll find something to use it on, and it no residue. It's not oily. It's really solid. It seems to kind of dye the material a bit, so it actually gets in there. Just make sure you wear gloves and clean your surface, right? I mean, as with most things, prep is 90%. It looks like the cowl is almost dry, so I'll dig into that now. Well, Color Me's super impressed, and color that plastic a lot fresher looking. This stuff seems to work an absolute treat. Let's head to the back, see how that rear bottom bumper trim looks after it's been sitting a while. And yeah, I mean, it does. It's not fading or anything as it dried out. It's completely dry to the touch. There's no residue. Like I said earlier, nothing oily, nothing going on there. It just looks fresh and new and clean and great. And we've got the Trim around the window looks good, and everything in the engine bay looks great. So yeah, I mean, they're not sponsoring me, but I definitely suggest grabbing some of this stuff. It seems to work really well, and I still think I have pretty much the whole bottle left. I guess I need to now go restore everything I own. Great, cool. Sounds good. See you next time.